Well, happy birthday, Babafemi Ojudu, the senator and the the political advisor, Omo Olojo Ibi. I wish you congratulations. This is an important day, an important achievement to you to have clocked 60. In our country, not many people are able to attain this age. People die. The mortality rate, the age people die in our country every is about 55 or 56, and you have survived. So you really need to pour the wines, the champagne, to have lived this long. A very, very, very big congratulations. As well as in recent months, you were a victim of COVID-19, and you beat it, you survived. And I think you must thank, all of us must thank God for you that you were able to beat this deadly disease. As we talk, over 2,000 people in Nigeria have died of COVID, and now you are standing on your feet. So, very, very hearty congratulations, and I wish you a more healthy life, even as you forge ahead about 60. Talking about you, what you have stood for since I knew you in the last 35 years, I can virtually write a book about you, chapter upon chapter, as I knew you. I knew you in various dimensions as a journalist, as a human rights crusader. Well, the surprise as a politician. I never thought you would be a politician. I thought you were going to be a journalist because you were cut out to be a journalist. You are passionate about journalism, and you're leaving journalism for politics. I think it was a big loss for journalism profession. Femi, as I said, known him for a long time. I will testify that he has also been my very good advisor, in fact, my chief advisor. At certain points in my life, he had given me counsel. I've followed the counsel religiously, and I will say, wow, this man probably he has this sense of vision, this sense of deep perception to have known what will arise in the future. When I became editor in 1989, I remember Femi came to me. I said, Bayo, don't take, if they give you accommodation, don't take it all. And I was wondering why he said that. And he marshaled the argument and said, if you take the accommodation, it is a trap. If you want to leave, you'll not be able to leave. And he cited a very good example. Somebody that had a misfortune of being entrapped by the perks of office. As I said the advice, and I was really offered an official accommodation, which I said, no, don't worry, I'm okay where I stay. They didn't know I'd been giving some advice, and it was Femi. And I see we saw the future. 3 years down the line, I really needed to resign to leave Concord. I resigned. He also resigned because we needed to go. We were asked to apologize to the military president at the time. We needed to leave to protect our integrity, as young as we were at that time. And I just wondered if I was staying in the company's quarters, maybe probably using their generator, using their AC, all kinds of things, living well on the company. I just not visualize what could have happened to me. At the time I resigned, my wife was pregnant. Can you imagine? If I had not listened to Femi 3 years before, I would have been trapped. I would not have been able to resign. So I thank him for the counsel, And I also remember even my resignation, when I told you what happened, the Bella said we should go and write a letter of apology. But I said, don't do it. You are dead. And I took his advice again. I went to pen my resignation. So I must thank him for all this good counseling. I remember in the news generally, when you are at meetings with Femi, he's never tired of just coming out as if he's a magician, coming out for ideas, just bringing out ideas. Say, oh, maybe you are at a dead end, you don't even know what kind of story to publish. And they say, why don't you let us look at this angle? Why don't you let us look at this? And you find that most often those ideas are brilliant ideas. Whether you had thought about them before, whether it was just spontaneous, I think most of the time the ideas were spontaneous. And you find that the ideas are brilliant ideas, and you follow those ideas, and you find you have a good story in your hand. So that's the kind of person he is. A man who has vision, who can probably see beyond what everybody can see. Well, Femi, as a journalist, is a man, as I said, a man of great ideas, a man always thinking ahead of everybody, always coming out you just wonder, where is this thing coming from? As if he has kept it somewhere in his pouch. Most of the time he thinks out of the box. He tries to let the magazine think the unthinkable, and he at least you are in a meeting, he tries to enliven the meeting with a lot of ideas that will do the magazine a lot of good. He's someone you can leave to manage your magazine, and you travel, you go everywhere you want to go to. You are never afraid that if I will do it much better, then I will have done it. That's the kind of person he is. And I think he's leaving journalism to do politics. I think it's a great loss for our profession. That's what I will say about him. While we were together as journalists, there was one thing that Femi did. We just had the Oka coup. And everybody wondered who was this Gideon Oka. I remember we had an editorial meeting in those days in Concord. And Femi said, look, why don't you let us go and look for this guy, Oka? Although we knew that he had been arrested, but we needed to go and find out who Oka really was. So some people said he was in Ibadan before the coup. So we headed to Ibadan that day. So I remember we left Lagos very late, around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. We got to Ibadan, we went to the cantonment, officers' mess. We didn't get much information. Said somebody in the town told us, no, it was in Shaki. And we look at the time. I think it was going to about 5 o'clock or so, or 6 o'clock. So we headed to Shaki. The road was terrible. And we got there well past midnight, checking the hotel, started investigating Oka, at least as it was. And I think that night somebody gave us a hint that there's somebody in town, a photographer, who was always taking photographs of military parades. So the following day, or early in the morning, we are already in the morning of that day anyway, we headed to that photographer in town. And we started checking photographs and so on. And I think we stumbled on something that looked like Oka. And we needed to take the photograph, the negative. So Femi just thought of an idea. As I said, we're always thinking of ideas. Thought of an idea, and they gave some money to the young girl who was in the studio at that time. The owner was not around, to go and buy soft drinks. So the guy left us in the studio, and we actually stole the photograph, the negative. So by the time the guy came, we even asked the guy to keep the change, and we stole that negative. We went to the man who told us there was that there was a photographer taking images of soldiers, so he confirmed that could be Oka. And I tell you that the photograph everybody that the African Congo published the following week of the coup, and everybody started using as the image of Oka until Oka was now brought out at the coup trial. At another time, I would say this is not journalistic. Somebody says the man, he has ideas, speaks his mind, is blunt to a fault, says as it is, typical of Yorubas. We characterize him. This is not beyond stereotyping, that the people, they say their mind, they are not afraid of anybody, and so that's the stuff Femi is made of too. He's not afraid of anybody, speaks his mind, sharp-tongued, and some people misunderstand that, but that is his nature. He speaks his mind. One day we went to Bola Tinubu's office in Lagos, and we went there because our office was not far away from his office, and Femi, it was in the early days of Tinubu's governorship of Lagos, and Femi had people calling him Superman. And Femi said, Superman? Why you want to kill this man? Why you call him Superman? So he said we should go and meet Bola Tinubu. So we went there and he told him, why are you allowed to call him Superman? They want to kill you. And that is only God that can be the Superman. I think Tinubu realized that Femi made a lot of sense. And I can tell you, that was the end of that nickname. Nobody ever called him Superman again. But that's Femi for you. That's at theirs. At another time, we were also together and we were with Bola Tinubu. Somebody came to give him a very rosy report about an event where actually Tinubu was abused, and where Femi also was present and saw what had transpired. And they told Tinubu, they said, don't listen to this man who's telling you this lie. They said he was there, and they were actually abusing you and actually cursing you. I will not forget that day. And I think Tinubu, I'm sure, realized that we knew at that time that some of the lieutenants were sycophants, just telling him things he wanted to hear. And that was Femi was telling him as things were. And that's his nature. To tell the truth, to say it as it is, instead of merry-go-rounding or trying to obfuscate facts, and just say it as it is. Well, I must say, since I was not in Abuja when Femi was a senator, I will not say much about his work in the Senate. But all I know is that as a politician, he really meant well for the people of Ekiti State. And I think most people misunderstand him. I've had people making some remarks that Femi is stingy. He does not give people money. I think he doesn't believe in things like that, just giving out doors. His own philosophy is that people must be taught how to fish. They must be empowered to stand on their own instead of collecting dole. That's the kind of politics that he believes in, to equip everybody so they can stand on your own. You don't need to wait for big government to survive. That's the philosophy of governance. He's passionate about governance. And I think those people in Ekiti who really misunderstand him, up one day they will know that with Femi, they really have someone who really cares about them and who, if given the chance, will really do a lot of things to lift millions of people out of poverty. That's the kind of person he is. That's the philosophy of governance that he has. And I think one day will be one day, not far away, that we really get this opportunity to serve the people of Ekiti, to give them a feel of what governance should be. Once again, I want to congratulate him for marking this important age. And I also want to congratulate the wife, Tola, for you've tried for managing this man who is forever restless. And it's not easy managing a restless man, a man who has all kinds of ideas, who's thinking, always thinking, reading, and all kinds of things. So you also deserve a lot of congratulations. Femi, I wish you all happiness. I wish you brighter years ahead. I wish you brighter political years ahead. I wish you happiness. I wish you good health. And I wish you God's protection always. Once again, congrats. Happy birthday. I wish you all the best. Amen.